Hey guys, welcome back. Satish Gera here from Dallas, Texas. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build an amazing class, amazing course to sell, okay? Now, before we get started, I do want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room, right? A lot of people think that selling course is like, sinning, like they think it's a scam and things like that. It's not, okay? As long as your customers, after you sell them the course and once they watch the course, they feel like, wait, I paid such a cheap amount to get this information out. If your customer feels that way, you're golden, my friend. You're golden. So don't think that selling course is something bad, because you have whatever skill that you have, whatever training that you have received, right, or experience that you have, and you've gotten that through like years and years of training and actual practice, right? And if you are willing to teach it to other people, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, if you think that way, get out of here. This is not a channel for you, okay? In this channel, we respect people. We make sure that you guys make money. That's the goal of this channel. Let's go ahead and start today's video. Today's video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to build an amazing course to sell and make lots of money from, okay? In this video, I'm going to show you a couple of things. Number one, I'm going to show you which platform should you be using to create your course. Number two, I'm going to show you how to organize your modules so you can train your students better. You want to make sure that whenever people are watching your training, they're not getting confused, okay? There should be some sort of flow that they can follow. So at the end of the course, everything should tie up and make sense. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that as well. On top of that, I'll also show you how to price your courses. A lot of people are selling their course for 10 bucks. I'm selling it for 5,000 bucks. What's the difference? How should you be pricing your course? And at the end, I'm going to show you how to actually sell your course. Should you be selling it on Udemy, ClickBank, to your own list? How do you sell it? You have the course, right? But how do you go about actually selling it? I'm going to share all of that to you in this video for free. But here's the deal, guys. The deal is you have to make a promise to me. Well, actually, do me a favor right now. There's a red button down there, right? Please hit that button, because that really helps me out. Because whenever I see a lot of people subscribing to my channel, it encourages me to, let me be honest, when I wake up in the morning, when I see more subscribers on my YouTube, I'm like, dang, boy, I gotta make more videos. That's how I think. So you have to support me. Please go ahead and hit that red button so I can bring more videos like this to you every single day. Let's move on to part one. How do you pick the right platform for your course? So how do you go about finding the right platform to use for your course, okay? You have to keep in mind the three things that you need to make sure, okay? Number one is this a reputable company, or is it sponsored by someone who is a reputable person on the internet? So if the answer is no, you should probably not pick it, okay? That's number one. So is it a reputable company, okay? Number two, the right pricing. So here's the pricing part, right? So a lot of companies, what they might do is they might not want a monthly fee, but they will take a commission from your course. For example, Udemy, right? Udemy has a lot of audience, but they dictate your pricing and they pay you a commission, and you have to be exclusive to them. Now, again, it depends, right? Because some of these things are pros, some of these things are cons. So it really depends on what you want to do. So the pricing part is super, super important. For me, I want to be in control, right? I don't want to exclusively sell to you through Udemy. I want to be able to charge people whatever I want. For example, on Udemy, if you want to sell a high-end course, probably not the right place, okay? Okay? If you want to get some, $19 to $49 to $99 classes, maybe the right price, maybe the right place, but you're going to have competition. You're going to have other people with the same kind of course right under your course. Do you want that? Okay. And now we have some other platforms, right? Like iCourse, Thinkific, there's I think bunch, right? Where they charge you a monthly fee or things like that, or a yearly fee, but they give you the control. They give you the control to do whatever they want, whatever you want. So that personally to me, that sounds better. But if you're just starting out, right? If you're just starting out, maybe if you're selling something like make money stuff or something that's not so unique, then Udemy might be better for you. So think about that as well. So whenever you're trying to pick a platform, so reputation, of course, most of the companies that's out there, you're gonna find they're pretty good, right? Number two is the right pricing. How do you want to get paid? Okay. And number three is, this is super important, right? Does the company have features to make it easier for your audience to watch and learn better? Learn better through better videos, quality of the videos, and does it have quizzes, things like that. So you have to keep in mind as well. But the third one is not that important. Just make sure that the company's reputable, features is fine. The pricing part is the super important part, because you don't want to be stuck with a company where you're not going to get paid properly. So pricing, take a look at that. So you have to keep in mind these three things. Okay, but now let's get on the computer and let me go and share some of my favorite course platform to show you how they work and which one do I recommend based on, they all have pros and cons, okay? They're not all perfect, but they have their own, pros, cons, and let me show it to you. Let's get on the computer right now. Let's go and talk about five, softwares that I really like, and let's go ahead and I'm going to give you some tips and if I recommend it or not. So we have iCourse. iCourse is this one right here. The thing I like about this one, this is pretty much ours. The best thing about this one is it's one-time payment. It has all the quizzes. It has everything that you need. You can use your own branding. Like for example, right here, you can use your own branding on up here. So you can, when you sell to your own customers, your own list or your own private customers, and you want to keep the entire payment, right? For example, you want to keep that 100% of the payment and be in control of the prices. Let's say whatever price you want to put for your course and things like that, iCourse is going to be your best bet. I'll put the link on the description as well. Next up is Udemy. Udemy, there is no fee to put your course, but they regulate how much the course is. They regulate if they're going to promote it or not. So sometimes if your course is getting like bad reviews and things like that, they're not going to push it out ever, right? So just know that. And the other thing is that you have to be exclusive with them if you want to get that 70%. If not, I think they give you like 40% of the actual amount. So that's the one thing. Thinkific, no problem with this. The only problem with this one is that there is a recurring fee till you get rid of the course. Okay, so Udemy and iCourse, if you build a course and you're not selling much of it, you can just let it be, right? It'll be fine. On here, you got to be paying, okay, each month. Okay, just keep that in mind. Besides that, there's not much. Okay, that I do like this one. It has a lot of features if you want lots of bells and whistles. But besides that, Thinkific, it's okay. It's good. Skillshare, I really like it. Again, this is going to be similar to Udemy, pretty much similar to Udemy. But if you were to choose between Udemy and Skillshare, I would definitely go with Udemy. I also like Teachable. Teachable is pretty good as well. On this one, of course, you have to pay monthly. Take a look at this. And on here as well, they do one course. So one course is this much. Again, Thinkific and this one is similar, but this one is a little bit, I think a little bit more expensive for the same stuff. No transaction fees. Don't worry about these things, because what they're trying to do is if you pay 29 bucks a month, they're going to keep 5%. On this one, they're not going to keep they're going to, they won't. That's the whole idea. It doesn't make sense. Instant payout means they collect the money and then they pay it out to you. Same thing with, so payout, right? So Teachable, they collect the money. They collect the money. On here, they collect the money. They collect the money. iCourse,
you collect the money on PayPal or Stripe. So iCourse, you're going to be in much more in control, right? You're going to be on control, your branding, all of your things. You can do whatever the hell you want because it's your course. In these other places, you will have to abide by their rules. Okay, keep that in mind. That it says instant payout. Pretty much what that means is that it depends, I think. Okay, let's see, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, so pretty much they run the payment, but it goes through their system, but you do get the instant payout. I like that as well. You don't that doesn't happen with Udemy or Skillshare, so keep that in mind. And we'll go from there. And those are the good. I'll put all the links, so make your choice. Thank you. And let's move on to the next module.
Now, next up is the modules, right? How do you organize your content? Because you have to organize it in a way that at the end of the course, you want your customers to feel like they learned something, right? So, couple of things, couple of tips, right? So, always start with the basics because people can always skip videos, can skip the modules, but you don't want to like skip an important basic foundation and then have people complain because their foundation is it's broken. For example, okay, let's say I was teaching a course on stocks, right? And if I just moved on to how to buy and sell a stock, I mean, that's fine. But what about those people for who this is the beginning, this is their first course, right? To them, they're missing that foundation. So you might want to add some sort of introduction. For example, how did the stock market start, right? Basic numbers, things like that, depending on whatever you're teaching. So don't skip those small things because you assume that people know it. Don't assume things. Okay, so next up, I'm gonna get on my iPad. I'm gonna show you exactly how I plan out my modules so you can get a better idea. Okay, because at the end of the course, right, you have to, okay, you got the basics, right, and you're pretty much gonna go ahead and build on top of those modules, right? But at the end of the modules, you also always want to revise the information that was presented, right? And on the next module, next category, you want to go ahead and use that information to build upon. So the idea is that you want to teach initially, you want to teach things small foundations, right? And then you want to jump on, and then you want to teach in a way we're going to use those ABCs to build a word, and then you're going to use those words to build a sentence. So it's a building process always. So whenever you're teaching something, make sure it's a building, like a stone, it's a building process. So if you teach it that way, at the end, people are going to be happy. Okay. And always at the end of your each module, right, always recap what you have taught. Always recap the important key points. Now let's get on my iPad and let me show you how I design my course modules.
Now let's go ahead and learn how to organize your modules. So how do you organize your modules, right? So keep in mind that the idea of the modules is to build knowledge. So what is it? To build knowledge, right? So for example, right, whenever you need to write a sentence, let's see, for example, right, let's say you need to write a sentence up. Let me go and change my color up here to black. Let's say you need to write a sentence. My name is Satish, right? This is a sentence, right? I need to write this down, but let's say I'm teaching English to somebody who has never seen it. So how would I go about it? So the first step I would do is I would teach them alphabets, right? So first module would be, first module, mod 1 would be alphabets. So the second module would be words, right? And my third module would be maybe grammar, basic grammar, right? Grammar, right? And my fourth module would be showing how to write basic sentences, right? Different, easy ones, right? Basic sentences. I would teach them that right here. Sentences, you get the idea, right? And then I would teach them different ways to write a sentence and things like that. But see what I did up here, right? So what I did was I taught them the basic stuff right here, right? And then I use all of them to get up here. But one more thing, notice this, okay? What I also do, what you should be doing, it's a simple example, but make sure you listen, right? What you need to be doing is this, right? So when you teach them something, right, that same concept needs to be used here, okay? And when you teach them those both two things, that needs to be used here. And all those things needs to be used here. If you teach people like this, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it, right? And also, on top of that, what you need to do is this, okay? What you need to do is, let's go ahead and I want to go ahead. Let's see what happened here. I don't know what happened. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Let me go and clear this out, entire thing, and see if we can new one. Okay, what you also need to do is make some changes inside your actual module. So what we learned so far is the fact that when you go ahead and create a module, right? Module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, and module 5, each of the understanding, each of the learning concept needs to be transferred down, right? All of that here, right? And all of that needs to be used here. But how do you actually organize this one single module? So your module should be in this format every single time, okay? So when you start out, right, don't assume that people know what you're talking about, because if people do know what they're talking, what you're teaching, they can just skip. It's super easy. But most of the people, they might not know it, or they might not have that clarification when they're learning something new or learning something interesting, right? And on top of that, you can also influence how they think about that concept or topic in the future by putting your own twist and your own ideas on. So let's see. So you got the module, how to organize a module. Now, how do you actually build a module? So on a module, whenever you're creating it, right, again, you need to go ahead and start with the basic, like, keywords and sentences, like say small topics, terminologies that you might be using on that module about that topic. Now, once you go ahead and use that, right, you're gonna show them something interesting. Show interesting, right? The idea here is to excite them, what they can do. Now here, show them exactly how to do it, right? Okay, and always recap. Okay, so let me explain. Okay, let's see. I'm going to give you an example right here. So let's say I'm teaching people how to build a 3D model on let's say a software like AutoCAD, right? I'm teaching them how to build a 3D model of a house, right? So what I'll do is initially I'll talk about terminologies like, what is AutoCAD, what is a 3D module, things like that, right? And then I will show them the end product. I will show them what can they actually be building, something interesting, something really, really cool, something to get their, get them excited. I'm going to show them an exact thing. Usually I'll show them the result, right? And then this is where the meat is. This is where that meat is, right? This is where the meat is. On here, you're going to go ahead and show them how to do this, how to get there, okay? How do you get there, right? And then this is where the money maker, this is where the main boring part, whatever that is right here, okay? And then at the end, you're gonna recap all the key points, okay? Recap all the things that they could have forgotten, or recap things from the last module that they learned, right? And then next up right here, okay, you're gonna get people excited about the next module right here. So you're gonna say, on the next module, we're gonna learn how to use that 3D model up here. On the next module, we're gonna learn how to use that lead generation method on Facebook. On next module, we're gonna learn how to use that lead generation module on Instagram. See what I did right here, right? So terminology, show them the end result, interesting part, right? Show them how to do it, and then recap it, and then go ahead and show them, tell them what's next, where can they be going, right? So do that. If you do those things, you should be set. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and add a bonus for you here, guys. So bonus, okay? I did not talk about it, but I do want to talk about it. So a couple of things, right? How do you do an intro? Like intro and conclusion. conclusion. So this intro is the intro video that you might post on, as your sales video or your first video or on Udemy or things like that, right? And the conclusion video is the last video that people see. Okay, so how do you go about that? So what you need to be doing is on the intro, right? On the intro, always tell people who you are. All right, why should they be listening to you, right? Hey, this is Satish Gear with 10 years experience in marketing. I'm going to show you how to generate leads like a badass. That's it. I gave them my introduction. That's it. Hey, Satish Gear here. Been featured on Entrepreneur, Forbes, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to show you how to run your company like a blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. Show them, tell them who you are. But do not spend time on telling people your life story. Don't bore people out about showing people pictures with your wife and kids. That's boring. A lot of people think that builds trust. Trust me, it's just like a waste of time. I know you don't care about my girlfriends, my wives, my kids that I have around. I hope my girlfriend does not watch this video. But nobody cares about that, okay? So nobody cares about, your family life. Oh, you're a family man. Nobody cares, okay? People care about what are they gonna learn? What can they expect? So one-liner about you is more than enough. Now, next up, you're gonna go ahead and tell them what can they expect? What can they expect, okay? Out of this course, okay? And then you're gonna show them modules. So when I say show them modules, you don't have to show them a screenshot. What you can do is you can guide them, okay? I don't recommend people showing the inside of the module. You can it'll work fine. But what I like to do is I like to tell people, so I'm going to tell people, hey, we're going to start off our journey with teaching you guys the basics of creating 3D models, and then we're going to go ahead and learn how to create a house, a car. I'm also going to show you how to compound those up, and I'm going to show you how to find clients to sell those 3D models to. I'm also going to show you how to price those 3D models, and I'm also going to show you which marketplace you can sell it to. And at the end, I'm going to show you how to serve your customers with an excellent customer support. See what I did, right? I did not say module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because that's kind of boring. What I did was I turned it into a story. I turned it into a timeline. So timeline, story, make sure it flows like that, okay? You get the idea. So talk about the modules, but in a story. Use some sort of story, right? Okay, now conclusion is the easiest part. You've done your job, but conclusion can either make it or break it. Here's why I said that, okay? Because if your conclusion is not right, people might give you bad reviews. People might assume something else. So here's what you need to be doing. So initially, you make sure you have all your modules here, right? Module 1, 2, blah, 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 10, whatever. So conclusion should be like this. Conclusion, always go ahead and thank them, congratulate them, and tell them to, pat them on the back, just. So here's how it works. We'll do this one first. So first you'll say, thank you so much for, staying throughout this journey. So far, you should have learned blah, 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 blah. Now you also know how to do this. You are like, you're going to tell them, you're going to pump them up, okay? That's the whole point of the conclusion. When they walk away, keep in mind, guys, you might have the best course. You might have the best, material, but what do people remember? People remember the ending. People remember, think about it for a second, okay? Last time when you went on a vacation, you remember that last moment, last thing that you saw pretty clearly, right? Now think about, the middle stuff. You might remember it, but not so clearly, right? Let's say, for example, you went on an amazing vacation, right? And then on the last day, you had a horrible day. Your car broke down, you couldn't find a hotel and things like that. You're going to sum up that entire vacation as it sucked. It didn't suck. You went on a vacation for 7 days. You had an amazing time for 6 days, but you associate that last negative thing with that thing, okay? But, okay, you went on a vacation, your car broke down on day number 3, but you had rest of the other days good. That car breaking part you won't remember it because it didn't happen in the end. It did not set the last stage. It did not, it did not, that was not the ending. Okay. So does that make sense? So your ending, it matters. Conclusion, it matters. Okay. So first of all, thank them, congratulate them, okay? And then remind them that what they have learned so far, right? What have they gone through so far? That's an amazing thing, and, they are going to be that top 1% in that friend circle. They're going to be that smartest guy in their friend circle who knows about topic XYZ, right? Tell them that. And then also tell them this. Tell them, hey, let me give you an example. Thank you so much for watching, going through this journey with me on this course. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. You have done a well job. Most people don't even get here. You are here because you wanted to be here. You worked hard for it. I didn't make you. You wanted to get here. That's how you got here. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to go and include that certificate in the you might want to include that certificate. I'm going to include that certificate for you so you can use that to get your next job, to certify, things like that. Now, also keep in mind that, this marketing world, this topic, blah, 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 is always changing. So I want you to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, so I can give you more information. Make sure to subscribe to my newsletter so I can always give you an update. And keep in mind, this course, I will keep updating it, as we get more information. There's an update, things like that. Talk about things like that and then wish them the best in the future. If they need any help, you're there for them. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Your course might have been horrible, but if you say those things and remind them of the things that they learned, they'll be happy. They'll give you a good review. You can also go ahead and ask them, hey, if you enjoyed this course, please, I would love to get those 5-star reviews because that's going to help me share this knowledge with more people. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next course. Always set the stage to sell something else. Make sense? You got that. So this is how you create your modules, your intro, and your conclusion. And on the next session, we're going to learn how to price and sell it. Let's go ahead and move on.
Now, let's go ahead and talk about the pricing. So how should you be pricing your courses? Now, couple of things, right? So you have two choices, okay? Either you want to focus on the premium course or you want to focus on the volume. So premium course is where you attract higher end clients and your prices are above $1,000, right? On the volume side, you're not worried too much about the pricing. It's going to be cheap enough so that everybody can buy in, okay? But keep in mind, okay, if you're selling a premium course, it has to be like A1. It cannot make any mistakes. It has to be really, 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 really good, okay? The video quality, caption, the presentation has to be amazing, okay? Which you probably got it, right? If not, comment below and say something saying, show me how to create a module, and maybe I'll create a module, okay? Now, you got your normal other courses where, you're teaching nothing unique, but you're pretty much rehashing it maybe, right? With your own twist. And you don't really care too much about the quality. Let's say you're doing screen sharing or just simple things like you're not creating you're not creating a video with After Effects and things like that. Then that might go into the volume category. Does that make sense? So premium, volume. So premium courses above $1,000. Volume courses start off at least $25 an average, and they might go up to $500, usually below $100, like $99, okay? So think about that. Now, how do you actually come up with that number? So try to avoid, of course, obviously, like pricing. If you're gonna price it $100, do $97. It makes more sense. If you're gonna do $50, do $47, right? If you're gonna do $1,000, do $997, right? If you're gonna do 5,000, do $4,997. So try to make sure that the last number is odd if possible. It just helps because customer will think, hey, it's less. It's not 6,000. It's not 5,000. It's $4,000, right? That's how people's brain work. So do that. Now, how do you actually come up with that actual pricing number? So here's what I do. So my courses, I sell both kinds of courses, right? The volume ones and also the premium one. On my volume ones, I try not to do screen sharing, but I do sometimes, but I do it along with my face video, with video like this. But here's how I think, right? So if I know for a fact that I can get, 5,000 customers overnight, then I'll probably choose the volume one because I'll make money fast, quick, right? But on the premium one, keep in mind the customer support also has to be A1. The video quality has to be A1. You don't want somebody to buy a course and complain about it. I said that at the beginning, right? That's what gives it a bad reputation that, hey, course sellers are if people are making money, why would they sell course? Things like that. That's what gives it a bad rap. So you want to avoid that by providing actual real value. So think about it for a second. So do you want to sell it for a premium in clients or like volume based? It's a cheaper base. So both of them are not bad, right? But how do you actually come up with that number? So let's say, here's what I would do. So if you're selling like a volume one, right? Take a look at how many hours you spent, okay? Let's say you spent like 10 hours creating your course, editing it out. So 10 hours, right? And then you're like, okay, my 10 hours is worth, $100 an hour, right? If you do that, then you'll think, okay, maybe I want to get paid at least $25, okay? $25. Because it's affordable, it's cheap, and anybody can pay $25. But if you think like, hey, I spend so much time and I'd rather have less customers than you want to do 99, and you can do that as well. So premium versus volume. Now, next up, we're gonna move on to where do you sell your courses, right? So selling your courses, you have a lot of options. So of course, you can sell your course on sites like Udemy, but keep in mind, they're gonna dictate the pricing, not you, right? Number two, you can sell it on ClickBank, JVZoo. You can sell it to your own email list. This is what I recommend. What I recommend you do is, you pretty much build your own list, right? And you can sell it to them anytime with any pricing that you want, and you can control the entire market. That's what I prefer better, and that's what higher end, course sellers prefer as better, because we can control the movement, we can control the review process, because Udemy is not on control. You are. You're going to be making money, you're going to be taking care of everything, but you'll have the ultimate control. But if you're just starting out, this is your first time, then of course you might want to use Udemy. Now, when you do everything yourself, you can also go ahead and put it on sites like ClickBank, which is super useful because they have the affiliates. But for that, of course, you have to create a really nice hyped up sales page. So keep those things in mind, okay? So you got Udemy, you got ClickBank, JVZoo, you got your own email list. I prefer my own email list, but I also like to put my course on ClickBanks because those affiliates will promote my course to me with just, they'll just get a commission, right? I'm still in control. Does that make sense? So I hope this video was useful. You learned something. If you did, amazing. Please hit that subscribe button. If you didn't learn anything, please still hit that subscribe button so I can improve, okay? But on the comments, ask me any question that you might have, because I might have missed few things, okay? This was a long video, right? And I made this in in a 30-minute, I think, time frame. I don't do double takes. This is if I make a mistake, I just move on. I don't redo my videos. I don't know if you guys noticed it, right? If you enjoyed this video, well, either way, go ahead and subscribe. And number two, on the comments, I want you to ask me a question that you have, because I want to go and answer it for you personally. Okay? I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you on a new video. If you want to watch more videos, go to my profile, go to my channel. There's more videos for you to watch anytime. Get smarter, make more money. And that's all, folks. Have an awesome day ahead.